You can build a house in Jamaica much easier than if you was to ever buy a house in America or even buy a house in Jamaica. This video is for the people that want to go back to Jamaica, not the ones that decide they're not going back, where it's more affordable and you won't find yourself in a lot of debt. And if you're returning like me and want to have something in Jamaica, it's best to go small and then gradually get to where you want to be. Not say necessarily big, but to where you're comfortable. A lot of people have this notion that it's difficult to build in Jamaica. Yes, it's difficult to find a piece of land sometimes to build on. But I do believe if you try hard enough, you can find a piece of lot to start with, especially if you're a born Jamaican. All you have to do, and able to travel, of course, and you're living in the States or Canada, wherever, it is possible if you take your time and search. I don't suggest anyone picking up themselves and sending their money to Jamaica at any time to do this. This is something you will have to do for yourself in order to also save money. If you're looking to spend a lot of money and losing money, then you might take a chance with friends or family, but I wouldn't suggest that because we all know when it comes down to money in Jamaica, in other people's hand, it tends to go elsewhere, not necessarily where you want it to be used or spent on, as they might say. And they're about everything used for different reason. And if it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I guess you guys know my name is Julie. I hope all is well with everyone. And I hope the New Year's is treating you well. And I appreciate every single last one of you guys for showing up for me every day. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that it's always easier to build a house in Jamaica because the simple fact say you can do it in segments. I guess I could use that as a word, I guess, in it. Anyways, you can do it in portions that you can afford, and you could take your time and build section by section. You don't have to necessarily go out there and spend one big money at one time. That's the reason what make it so much easier. So guys, I have one hardware that I knew that throughout the holidays had a sale. I'm not sure if it's still going or finished. It's named Camric Hardware. I think they deliver anywhere around the island. And I know that they had a special going on between $350 to $450, I think, starter pack they call it. So the starter pack I knew to consist of 1,000 blocks and 100 bag of cement, a half a ton of half steel, and a quarter ton of 3/8 steel, and also I think 10 sheet of ply and free delivery anywhere. So I know there is a lot more hardwares that does this, which a lot of people don't know that a lot more hardware, have starter packs. The thing is about building in Jamaica, depends on where you're building. Yes, I do know you have to go through, permits and all of that in some places. Some places you could pretty much wing it. When it comes down to contractors, that also is a big portion of your money. So if you can get yourself some tradesmen and laborers on your own, which you could use people that already been established, people that other people know as good tradesmen. I mean, there's any cobbler of people who actually build house and can read a plan. Some people, come in for a minute and you might have to change a few because we never get it right. That's the thing about building, you will not get it right. Get a contractor, you can still have the same problem. And believe it or not, you can still come in cheaper. Even when you buy the land out of pocket and you build, it still could come in cheaper than depends on the size of the house, to be honest, way cheaper than if you was to buy a house. Only thing come along with this, I'm going to lie, it's a lot of work. It can stress you at times, but the reward is better than you can ever imagine. So the reason why I'm doing this again is because some people have it misconstrued as if we just went ahead and just started a big house. No, we started small. We have our first floor that was finished. It has 3 bedrooms downstairs. So that's a start. We've been living in it for years. Anyways, nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is this. When you do it section by section, and not only that, you have control of how your money is spent, and not just how your money is spent. You can dictate to them what you want to get done at any given time. When you buy something, you have to pay all this money all at once, and there's still going to be a lot of changes you have to make to it. Now, with doing it this way, not only that is huge, but I can get 2 apartments out of this house. That's what I thought about. Actually, 3. Top floor is mine, bottom floor, I could do whatever I like with it. Now, my kids, I have a lot of children. If they come, they could have a section downstairs. I don't have to even think about them at all, like in my space, especially when they're grown. I love my kids, but I do like my own space. When they're young, I could deal with it, but as an adult, nah, I can't deal with them, especially with men, and men that comes with additional peoples. So you know how it goes, and plus grandchildren. So that's where I'm getting at. You see, people think my video is to convince people to go home. It's not. It's to convince who want to go home that it's okay to go home and build or buy a home. It's not to force anyone. It's not to persuade anyone. It's just some people do have the mindset from day one that they was going back to Jamaica when they got here in America, and just, lost touch of it. Still have the desire to go home, but sometimes with all the news and the fear that's put into them, they tend to change their mind. That's who my video is targeting to. I'm not here to force anyone or convince anyone they should go back to Jamaica because Jamaica this or Jamaica that. Listen, every month I have a right to choose where they want to live. And that's fine with me from day one, because I cannot tell no one where to live, because I could barely talk to my grown behind kids sometimes. So that's not the case. My thing is this: I'm letting people that do want to go home know it's okay. And it's okay to start from scratch. And it's okay if you never even have nothing in Jamaica and you want to go and go build. It's all right, because nothing we never born with no gold spoon, much the silver spoon or bronze spoon in our mouth. So me understand where that. But me here for making you understand that sometimes a 2 grand, a 3 grand, even a 10 grand can carry a long way just by spending little by little, doing it yourself, showing up for yourself. And enough of time we feel like so we have to use a big contractor. You know you don't. And guys, if you come this far in the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And these are some older videos I'm showing you of what we've been doing. It's past this stage right now where you're seeing. And the thing about it is that a lot of the time people feel like, say, whenever you start out something and you don't really have the money, you feel like, say, it don't make no sense trying because you don't have all of it. Listen to me. If you don't start, you will never know where it will take you. And that's what I've learned out. Once you have a plan, you're working and you're saving towards your dreams, your goal, aspirations, anything, you have to put it in play. You can't sit on it. So guys, if you do find yourself that you own a piece of land, or you're planning to buy a piece of land and you did get the piece of land, this is the first thing you want to do. Take some money, even 2 grand and stuff, start buying you some blocks. Wait for the cement, because cement is something at the last moment. So that's like, you don't want it sitting out in the open and they will just walk away with your cement. Get you some steel, maybe a half ton or a ton if you can afford it. Some sand. Some people get the mix as well if you can't afford the full sand, because they say sand is better to build with. I wish I knew that in the earlier, because I've been using mix and other things, but so far I'm okay. Get you some binding wire. You're gonna need ply along the line, but those things, when it come onto wood, I would suggest you buy them when you're close to starting to build. A lot of the times we tend to feel as if we're the only person doing something until we realize that no, you're not the only one taking it. You're step by step, and there's nothing wrong with taking it step by step. And you don't have to follow a next man pattern or plan. Do what you can for yourself. The worst thing most people could do is get up here and doubt yourself. The minute you doubt yourself is the minute you're not going to get nowhere. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I've done that for plenty of years. And I'm not here to tell anyone not to buy a house if you have the money. Because if you have the money and you're comfortable, whatever you look on or you see, that's fine. If you plan to retire and you have it like that, that's fine. That's no problem to it. May I talk to the people that really don't have it and, want to start something, but them only can find themselves with a couple grand at a time. You can still start. Once you have your land, and you can take a couple grand and go look a piece of land to just the same. Everybody say it's difficult. Yes, it's difficult when you don't do it yourself, because if you ask people for help, them not going to help you. I can tell you right now, them go to sit and buy it for themselves before them buy it for you. But guys, may I go say this one last time. If you come this far in the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't lose hope and faith on you, and don't give up on yourself, because that most of the time that's all you have is yourself, So you have to stand firm and do what you want to do. And me, like I said, I talk to the people that always want to go back to Jamaica, not the one them who decides that I'm not going back.